The title, ¿para qué vamos a decir de más? ¿Qué tengo que hacer on the first date? Should he pay? Should I pay? Like, all the juicy stuff. I think at the end of the day, we all want to like each other. We all want to find someone to love. But some of us are about that money that we could give two fucks about dating or whatever. But if you like dating or you just love being in the juicy gossip, we're gonna talk about it. We're just gonna talk about it, because if you have an opinion, let's talk about it. Things you should know before going on the first date. If you've never been on a date, girl, I got you. I was 19 years young when I went on my first date. I was shaking. I was like, oh my gosh. I still remember what dress I was wearing, the shoes I was wearing, the hair. I had wavy, beachy hair. And this guy was 27. I was 19. First date ever in my life. First interaction with the guy who actually asked me out on a date. Like, this was everything new. Had just turned 19. He was 27. Asked me out. He's at the gym. He's not even from here. Crazy. I go on the date. I'm so nervous. I got there on my little troquita. And I was like, oh my gosh, should I go in? Should I flake? Should I flake? And all this time, I was hyping myself up. I was just getting ready. I was not thinking about the date. I wasn't thinking of what am I gonna say, what am I not gonna say, what should I talk about. Don't even think about what you're gonna. Don't think about what you're gonna talk about. Don't have questions ready for what should I say. You should feel it in the moment, like the mood. And that's, I think that's the error that we do as people and as teenagers or young people that go on dates. We think of questions to ask before, and it just interrupts the chemistry or the vibe that should be there. Make sense? So what I did is I just get ready to go on this date. I don't think about what am I going to talk about, I don't think about nothing like that. I just get ready as if I was going anywhere else. Now, when I'm heading to the place, because I'm a person who flakes a lot, especially on dates, especially on men, I have to go with somebody to a party or I will flake. I'll say, nah, why should I go? Like, why should I stay in my house? I should just stay in my house. I'm that type of person. So every time I go out with my sister, even at the clubs, she has to go with me or I'm not going. Because she's like, okay, we already said we're going, so we have to go. She's that type of girl. I'm the type of girl that I can still say no, even though it's like 10 minutes before the date. I could still say no. So on my way to the date, I listened to I Don't Give a by Big Sean. And I'm just like, I don't give by Big Sean. I just play that song on my way to the date all until I get there. And I remember the place he picked was like 20 minutes away from where I live. It was in downtown Siesta Key. And I was just listening to that song on repeat. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was just like, and I was letting all the nervousness out. I was making weird noises. I was doing everything. When I got to the date, I was like, okay. And I just went in there. Like I said, don't think about it. Just go. Just go. And now when you're there, just be like, oh my gosh, hello, how are you? And just feel the moment. Okay, you have to be present for this to work. You have to read his communication, his body language. He has to read yours. And then you guys just start talking like normal human beings. I know it's easier said than done, but I wish I would have known this on my first date, because I was like, okay, I'm going to write down questions. So I wrote down questions. In that moment, I didn't remember any of the questions I wrote. And I was not about to look at my notes and say, wait, hold on, I wrote a couple questions I want to ask. Like, no, that's just so anti-seductive. So instead, what I did was, I wish I would have known not to do that. I wish I would just not overthought it and just felt the moment and talked. But looking back, I'm like, on my first date, I rarely had anything to talk about with this guy, because keep in mind, I had just turned 19 and he was 27. Like, what is a grown-ass man talking to a 19-year-old? Anyway, those are my couple tips that I'll give you on your first date. I know when you're heading on the date, you think, oh my gosh, like I look fat or I look ugly, and the outfit that you thought was gonna look good on you is not looking cute, and it's just such a bad feeling that you don't even want to go on this date. So how I trick myself into feeling hot when I'm insecure. So one of the things I do focus on is going to the gym, eating healthy. And I know this is going to be like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. The thing is, most of us do it for the wrong intentions. We want to look like these supermodels on Instagram, or we want to look like our favorite artist, whatever. Your goal should not be that. If your goal is that, to be honest, it's an unhealthy goal already. I started like that, and trust me, it's not healthy. It's not healthy because everybody, different heights, different body types. You're not going to look exactly like this person that you really want to look like. I think you should just strive to be the best version of yourself. Some of us are skinny and we're still not satisfied with how skinny we are. Oh no, I want to build muscle. And then if you're fat, you're like, oh, like I'm too fat, like I want to be skinnier, right? So we're never satisfied with what we are. I think one of your goals should be to be a better version of yourself. And to be honest, if you are insecure, you should not be dating. That is my best advice that I could give you. If you're insecure, you should not be dating. For the people in the back, if you're insecure, you should not be dating. You should be taking yourself on dates. You should be focusing on yourself, trying to improve yourself. Because, honey, what is you doing? How can someone like you if you don't like yourself? When I feel insecure, it's because I don't have proof that I am who I say I am. So I do stuff that gives me evidence that I am who I say I am. If you want to be confident, go to the gym, work out, walk. Do stuff that will prove to yourself that you're willing to do what it takes to have that dream body or to achieve the goals that you want. Confidence isn't loud. Confidence, I truly believe, is when you know you're confident is when you can hype up somebody else, when you have the power and the ability to help another girl out. I think that is true confidence. Confidence for me is not about just me. Confidence is actually very powerful, and I tell everybody that I talk to about confidence, it's very powerful, it's very empowering. And the reason is not because you look great. You look great, yes, wonderful. But when you look great and you feel great, you can inspire others to do the same for themselves. I've come across a lot of people that like to preach about God and like to preach about how good they are and how their morals are wonderful and how they're just a good human being and how they do stuff right and this and that. That's cool. But when you are the type of person that can inspire others to do greatness and to see potential in themselves that maybe they don't think or believe in themselves, when you have the power to make other people believe in themselves or make them want to be better for themselves, I think that is true confidence. I think that is my definition of confidence. That's why I strive to have confidence, because when I have confidence, I want to help others. I want to help others. I want to inspire others. And I've seen a lot of girls that say, oh yes, I'm a girl's girl, this and that. But they cannot inspire others. They cannot give a compliment to another girl. They cannot help another girl out. This girl cannot look better than they do. They want the other girl to do good, but not as good as they are doing. So all this talk about confidence is this. Wearing a beautiful pink dress. Confidence is not that. It's an aura. It truly is your aura. It's an energy you give off, and the energy you give off to other people and other women. Okay? Why should you never offer to split the bill? On my first date, we split the bill. Keep in mind, he was a 27-year-old going out with a 19-year-old. Already, I didn't know this was the first red flag, but it was. After the date, the woman came and she's like, is it going to be together or separate? And my dumb self said, it's going to be separate. This is the thing. He could have easily said, no, it's together. But he didn't. He said separate. Cool, whatevs. I know there's a lot of opinions about this. Personally, the first date, I would not want to pay. Personally. If the date is going good, why should I pay? Makes sense? Like, in my mind, it just doesn't make sense that the guy wouldn't say no. I'm having such a good time, I want to pay for it, right? That's the kind of man that I would like to date. But if the date, as a guy, if I'm the guy, right? If the date is not going so good, I would not want to pay for the date. I'd be like, no, let's split the bill. Because in my mind, I'm never going to talk to this girl again. So, I'm going to split it. And there's occasions where the guy asks to split the bill and he still hits this girl up for a second date. I think that's where it's wrong. Like, if you're gonna ask me to split the bill, just keep in mind, that's you telling me the date is not going good. And as a girl, I feel like that's mutual. If you do that to a girl, you ask to split the bill, that girl's assumes the date is not going good or did not go good. That's why you want to split the bill. That's what splitting the bill gets you, fellas, okay? If you are the type of guy who's broke and doesn't have money, oh, but like, I don't make a lot of money. Okay. My first thing when you say that is, okay, so I assume you can't afford this date because you're going on multiple dates and you've been paying for multiple dates. So now you don't want to pay for this date because you're thinking, oh, so this is a lot of money I'm going to spend. Right? That's my thinking. Oh, so you're going on multiple dates, so now you can't afford this date. When a guy says, oh, but like it's expensive, like it's a lot of money to pay the bill every time I go out with a girl, like how many girls are you going out with? Makes sense? Another thing, if you don't have your money right or your money in a good situation, I don't think you should be dating, okay? Back in the old times, guys would date a girl when they had land and property and they want to marry a good girl, right? That was beautiful, so she could have kids with him and then they could have an heir to their land and property and what's not. But now I think we're dating because we just want to have fun, because we're lustful. Okay, so when you don't have your money right, when you don't have yourself right, your health in check, when you don't know what you want out of a relationship, that's what it's giving, that you're just trying to have fun, you're being lustful. And for me, not attractive at all. Not attractive at all. If you are looking to have fun, I don't think you should listen to any advice I'm going to tell you or anything that I'm saying. But personally, I'm not here to have fun. Like, for a relationship takes a lot of your time and energy. Personally, I don't have that time and energy. Life is short. I could have fun on my own. I could have fun with friends, with the girls, with guy friends. So for me to be in a relationship, it just doesn't make sense for me. If I'm gonna be splitting the bill, if I'm gonna have to be taking care of you, if we're just having fun, why should we even date, right? And that goes back to, oh, let's be friends with benefits. Okay, that's giving. I want to play around. I don't have my life straight, and I don't know what I want to do. I don't know my goals. I don't know anything that I want to do. I just want to have fun. I'm not in that headspace anymore. Okay, that's what it. So I would not mess with a guy that thinks like that. This is why first dates are very important. When you ask these certain questions, it should be to get the intention behind why they want to start dating, right? I think sometimes we're like, oh, but he's cute. Does he have money? Does he have a good car? That does not matter, because it's the intention behind why they want to start dating. A lot of the times, guys think, oh, I'm ready to settle down. No, you're just lonely or you're being lustful. Also, another thing, don't tell a guy you have your V card, because this will change the dynamic in the relationship. They'll start to chase you because of lust, not because they genuinely want to get to know you, okay? There's a lot of things I'm telling you girls that I had to learn the hard way. You want to know if he's bored or if he's just nervous? One of the first things I'm going to tell you right now is, if he asks to split the bill, honey, he didn't like you that much. He did not like you that much. If a guy, I don't care what any guy says, okay? I don't care what any guy says. Oh no, I still like this girl, but I asked her to split the bill. This guy did not like her enough to be embarrassed to say, no, I'm going to pay for this because I don't want to ruin anything with this girl. He didn't think like that. He was like, oh, okay, I had fun. She's chill. So he liked you, but he didn't love you. He wasn't obsessed with you. And if that's the kind of guy you want, you don't want to go for the guy who splits the bill, to be honest. No. He liked you. He thought you were good looking. You're not bad looking, but you're not his dream girl. And we don't, that's not the dynamic we want. No. I mean, if that's what you want, if you want the crumbs, go right ahead. And one of the other things, if you can tell he's bored, is he's just like, yeah, wow. And he's not asking you questions. He doesn't like you. Baby, just say you're going to the bathroom and then don't come back, okay? He doesn't like you. Also, if you always have to text him back, he doesn't like you. If he's not texting you in a consistent way of how are you, hey, when's the second date, when's the third date, hey, like, I want to see you again, he doesn't like you. He doesn't like you. If you always have to text him, if you're planning everything, if you're paying, if you're driving him home, he doesn't like you. He doesn't like you. If he makes excuses to text you, oh, I've been busy, I've been that, he doesn't like you. He's not nervous, honey. He doesn't like you. To be honest, I see a lot of girls who are beautiful. They seem to have their life together, but they're insecure. They should not be dating. I don't care how pretty, how gorgeous, how you got your money straight, how you got your apartment, how you got your car, you got everything okay. But if you're insecure, you should not be dating. This is the thing. When you're insecure, you don't see how much it affects the people around you, but it does. It affects your friendships, your family, your relatives, your coworkers, the way you see life, the way you see yourself, the way you think about yourself. It affects everything. Okay, you're jealous of people, you're remorseful, you're angry at the world, you don't like yourself, you're always in a bad mood, you think everyone's out to get you, you're jealous of your friends, like all of these things, and it affects your life. It drains the life out of you. And no wonder you're so insecure, you're drained, no wonder no one wants to be your friend. This is why it's important that you be on your own for a while before you even start dating, because trust me, you're going to be toxic in this relationship because you're insecure. You don't think this guy likes you enough. You're like, oh, he's texting some other girl. Oh my gosh, he probably likes her, or and you being in a relationship is just going to create more insecurities for yourself. So honey, don't do it. Men don't fall in love through looks, okay? And I know you're going to be like, yes they do. Okay. It's not always about the looks. It's not always about the looks, okay? You could be a 5 and you could dress up and look nice and go up to a 7. You could be a 7 and look put together, dress up nice, and actually be a 9. And so on, so on, so on, so on. If you're a 1, you could be a 2 or 3. That's 2 points, okay? So what I'm telling you is be yourself. Okay? Stop trying to be like these other hoes, like these other girls. Stop trying too hard. This is why, again, you have to be by yourself for a while. Stop being with friends so much. Be by yourself. Go to the gym by yourself. Go to the beach. Take yourself on a sushi date by yourself. Go out to the bar by yourself. Go to the gym by yourself. Go running by yourself. Go walking by yourself. Go to McDonald's. Go through the drive-thru. Cry by yourself. Be in pain by yourself. Cook for yourself. All of these things, because when things get tough, you're going to be on your own, and you're not going to be able to, like, crying to your best friend. No, she's not going to be there. Trust me, she could give 2 fucks about you or your damn problems. She has her problems going too. So you have to learn how to be on your own so you can learn about yourself when you're going through tough times, when you're in a toxic relationship, how you're going to react, how you're going to cope with it. All of these things. But we're not self-aware. We're always on our social media. We're on our phone. We're thinking about others. We're so self-centered. We're not even thinking about ourselves and how to help ourselves and how to be better as women. We're not thinking about that. So we're thinking about, why don't people like me? Why doesn't no guy like me? Why am I so ugly? Why am I so fat? Like, no. Stop complaining and do something about it. Stop trying to seek validation from the world, from men. Because at the end of the day, a lot of men could like you, but all of those 100 men are dusties, and they don't fuck with you, probably. That's sad, because all those 100 men are not good candidates for you, or your life, or your goals. They don't align with what kind of family, what you want in the future. So, does it really matter that 100 men are lustful over you? No, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. Okay? But if that one guy that has morals, that aligns with your lifestyle, that wants to go and has the same goals and dreams as you do, that one guy likes you, girl, you hit the jackpot. Like, that's what truly matters. And I think as a society, as girls, we all want that top 1%, the guy that's rich. I want a guy that's rich, that has money. Of course, yes, that's a plus, but it's not the main priority. Not the main priority, because at the end of the day, you just have to find a guy who has morals, who wants to go where you want to go, where you're headed. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe this guy has a business as well. You guys are on the same page. You can start being friends, talking about business together. Maybe you could form into a relationship and you both have your own business, okay? Realize I did not say you mix together and make a business together. You both have your own hopes and dreams, build your own dreams, your own goals, your own businesses on your own, and you just are together in a loving relationship, but you both have your own shit going on. I think we're missing the point here in society because we see so many Instagram, so many social media. We get influenced very easily, like, oh my gosh, I want this lifestyle. Yes, everybody does. Everybody wants a rich guy. Everybody wants a beautiful girl who's skinny, thick, big butt, big titties, whatever. Yes, cool. But don't be influenced that because this guy on Instagram has it, you're gonna have it too. What did this guy have to do to get that kind of girl? And what did this girl have to do to get that kind of guy? Right? Everything that we want has a price tag. Are we willing to pay for it? If you want a 10 out of 10 guy, a 1% guy who has a lot of money, you're going to have to work out. You're going to have to watch what you eat. You're going to have to be pretty, healthy, looking good, have to live in a good neighborhood, have to have a good car, have to have all your nails done, have to have etiquette, know how to eat, know how to drink. Probably you can't drink because you don't want to be tipsy and drunk in front of a good, rich looking man. Exactly. Oh, probably he has to be older than you. There has to be an age gap. Like, all of these things you have to take into account. And are you actually wanting a rich guy? Are you actually working towards that goal? Or are you just wanting it and you don't do anything about it? Because I see a lot of girls say, oh, I want a rich guy, I want a rich guy, I want a rich guy, but I don't go out of my way to actually go find a rich guy. So that means that's not on my priority list. Make sense? If finding a rich guy is a priority for you, you should be out here making hustle moves. You should be going to rich restaurants, rich neighborhoods, rich bars, wanting to put yourself in these situations where something wonderful and some old rich guy is going to find you. But if you're not doing that, then that's not on your priority list. Most 10 out of 10 girls that I've known, okay, talking from experience, are insecure and they don't have their shit together. And because they're so insecure, they're very self-centered, and that becomes a problem in their life, and they don't even realize it, which is sad. I'm not saying all beautiful girls are like that, but I think you also have to understand that to be really pretty is also like a different dimension. It's a whole different universe. It's a whole different world. When you were ugly, or if you've always been pretty, you don't know what it is like to be ugly. And I really, really recommend, if you're a 10 out of 10 girl, dress down. Like, dress ugly for one day and experience it. Go out and see how people are treated. Go see how ugly people are treated. And it's in the littlest things that you're like, wow, I didn't even notice that. And I recommend a 10 out of 10 girl to do this, because then you would appreciate the life that you have already. And I think you'd take advantage of it a lot more, of the privilege that you have a lot more, if you did this. But just remember, guys don't always go for looks. And if the guys that do go for looks and only looks is not the kind of guy that you would want, because he only cares about the superficial stuff. He's a superficial guy. He has no depth to him. And if that's the kind of guy you want, perfect, that's fine. But if that's not the kind of guy you want a guy who's real, has depth to him, has morals, has values, has principles, stands for something in life, I don't think that's the guy you would want to date. And to be honest, every time I see a good looking guy, but he talks about women a certain way, I'm like, oh, I already don't like you. Because your morals, the way you talk about women, does not align the way I feel about the world or how I feel about women. And already I know there would be no chemistry there. No chemistry there. And realized I thought he was good looking. Let me see what he's about. I start talking. I start listening. I start observing him. And no. And it's not always about the looks, especially for girls. But for guys, if they have a little bit of depth to them, or they have guys who are real, authentic, you'll figure it out. They're pretty chill guys. They know how to choose their women very well. And yeah, if you're a good person and you're a good woman, and you have your morals, your values, and you know what you want, and you're kind-hearted, trust me, this guy will find you. Trust me. I don't know if this will get me canceled, but to be honest, in my life, I've seen what settling gets you, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. I've seen it numerous amount of times. And one thing I always say is don't settle. Because I've seen what it gets you. If you feel bad, if you date a guy because you feel bad, if you date a guy because you think, oh, I'm getting old and I need to settle down, or if you date a guy because, oh, like I love him and I'm gonna have his babies because once I have his babies, like he's gonna love me. I know what that gets you. Your parents force you to date him to marry him because you guys are gonna have a kid, or you have to settle down because he's the father, or you have to settle down because, oh, he said he promised me a lot of things and that's why I stayed, or he said he was gonna change, blah, blah. I've seen what all of that gets you. Trust me. In every one of those scenarios I just mentioned, you settled. You settled. You knew you deserved better, or maybe you didn't, but you still settled. It doesn't get you anywhere good, sadly. And this is not me judging. I'm just observing things that I've seen, and I'm like, you know what? That's not the kind of life I want. So one thing I should not do is settle, because that's what these people did. And you learn from these mistakes. We don't judge these women. We learn from them, and we listen to their stories. Because there's a lot of women in my life that have told me their stories, and they give me advice of don't settle. Don't settle. It's better to be alone than with someone you don't really love. If you pay your own rent, your own nails, your own stuff, a guy should be adding to your life, right? Could be inspiring you, could be helping you financially to start your own little business. The guy you want should want you to be better, should want the best for you. And if that's not the case, then he likes you, but he doesn't love you. He doesn't truly want the best for you. He doesn't truly love you and is obsessed with you, okay? And that's what you want in a relationship. Most of the time when the guy's obsessed with you is when things flow beautifully, because he's obsessed with you. He gives you all this love, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so loved. And now you want to respect him because he loves you so much. And when that dynamic is broken, there's no respect for the guy, and then thus the guy cannot love you because you don't respect him. So this is why it's very important. I've never been in a relationship, but this is what my mother has always told me. Don't settle. Don't start talking bad to each other, calling each other names in a bad way, cussing at each other. Like, that breaks the respect you both have for each other. And I think that changes the dynamic of the relationship. That literally changes the relationship. It makes it seem like there is no relationship anymore because ya se faltaron al respeto, to be honest. Let me know if you guys want more advice. To be honest, I don't think I'm the best person to give you advice, but this is just things that I knew about that I wanted to help you. Because as a girl, I'm not gonna say I'm a girl's girl because I hate that term, but I'm confident enough to be able to help other women and to want to inspire other girls to be confident and to believe in themselves and to not settle and to see the potential that they have within themselves. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.